there was so much more that I wanted to do for this movie Uncut. The guy that played the star, I wanted to show that he was, after I trained him, he became the ultimate martial artist. In other words, he was good at kung fu, street fighting, the whole package. He had the whole package. And that's what I wanted to portray with him. But because I was so involved with everything else as far as the directing, the producing, and teaching the people about the acting, and then the guy that played the star, a lot of times he didn't show up like he was supposed to. So, and then I found out that he was involved with training, learning Thai boxing. And once I got to working with him, I realized that it was going to be hard to transform him from the Thai boxing, because no matter what I showed him, he still had that Thai boxing look to him. It was kind of hard to get him away from that, so I changed my mind about that and just went with what I had, because I knew it would have took me a while to change him over, convert him over to look like more like a kung fu stylist or the ultimate martial arts stylist. He was so used to training and doing his Thai boxing that it was kind of hard to convert him over. So I had to just work with what I had and just make him look as good as much as possible. Then the flexibility wasn't there. He really didn't have the good flexibility that I really wanted him to have. So it would have took me a while to really get him converted over to what I really wanted him to be, the ultimate fighter, the ultimate martial arts fighter. So I basically looked at what I had. There were other scenes in the movie where him and I were supposed to be in a fight scene together. I abandoned that because I really didn't have anyone that I could really rely on as far as the camera, because the only other cameraman that really knew what he was doing was a friend of mine named Charles, who I call who's known as Red Dragon. Red Dragon, because he had other commitments, wasn't able to be there all the time, only every now and then. And he really helped out a lot when it came to doing the fight scene in the warehouse. I got him to work the guys out and show them the different exercises to do to get them loosened up and everything, because I knew he knew about that, because Red Dragon is also a martial artist. But he was also the only person that I knew that knew about cameras and knew about angles and knew about movie shooting, period. So he basically was the only other guy that I could really depend on that knew what they were doing. So, but he was only there every now and then. So there were some scenes other scenes that I was supposed to be in, I had to change that, because I really didn't have anyone that I could depend on to shoot when I need to be shot, because the scenes that I was in, I had to basically set them up myself, set up the camera angles and everything, and then get in front of the camera and have somebody else to shoot it. So it wasn't easy, but I put it off. And the main thing that I liked, even though I didn't get any advertising, I was able to sell out the movie theater, the Renaissance Theater downtown, where we showed the movie at, and we had a sellout. It was really nice, but had we got the advertisement, I think it would have been even better. One of the hardest things that I had to go through when I was doing my film Uncut was the fight scene. So what I did, because I knew these people had never did a fight scene before, none of them had ever done a fight scene before, so what I did, I held what I called a stunt camp. And what I did in the stunt camp was I got all the good guys in the bag, all the guys I had playing the bad guys and all the guys I had playing the good guys, I got them all together, and I I held the stunt camp and I taught them what a cinematic fight scene looks like. I taught them what to do as far as taking a punch. I taught them, first thing I taught them was how to turn their head, how the head's supposed to turn, how they supposed to, I taught them how to sell a punch, how to sell a kick, how they supposed to fold up their body when they get hit in the stomach, how to fall, how to make sure they turn their head and snap their head back when they, when they get punched or something like that. I had to teach them all of that, and then I paired them off in groups and had them start going at it with each other and practicing and going at it with each other so they can kind of get the hang of it. And I kept them going at it and going at it and going at it until they kind of got an idea of what I was trying to tell them. And they kind of got an idea of what movie fighting was all about, much different than what they thought it was. And it was very tiring to them, which I knew it was going to be because they had never done it before. But my main goal was to see to it that no one got hurt, which is why I demanded strict attention when I was teaching them about fighting. I demanded strict attention because I told them it was so important. If you don't pay attention, there's a possibility someone can get seriously hurt, which they could have. And I was so happy because there was a lot of action at the end of the movie where I had a lot of fighting going on at one time, and no one got hurt. And I was very proud of that, and that was my goal, to see to it that no one got hurt. It wasn't easy putting together that fight scene because I had to have a lot of people fighting at one time. And what I had to do was go through each one by one, show them what I wanted, put them in the spot where I wanted them, and make sure that they stay at that exact spot or in that exact location where I wanted them when the camera was rolling. And it was a headache, but I put it off. Action! Action! You have to exaggerate it a little bit anyway.
Okay, I didn't know I was too far from his face or not.
I'm really glad that Uncut is coming out on DVD now, because a lot of people that's seen it were really surprised that it came out as well as it did, because I actually did this movie without a budget and they knew it, but there was only one person that really understood how I wanted to do this movie, and that was the guy that played J-Dog, Clark. I had told him as well as other people that I wanted to, even though I was shooting this with no budget, I wanted to look like I actually had a budget. I wanted to look like a big scale movie. And he was the only one that understood where I was coming from. And he was the only one that knew where I wanted to actually take this movie. And he really helped me out. He really helped me out quite a bit, as well as acted in the movie as well, so he really was basically the only one that really understood where I really wanted to go with this movie. All right, cameras rolling. Action! Okay, bring it back again. Yeah.